In Redwood Falls, the Minnesota Inventors Congress is more than a yearly habit. It's also an equation waiting to be solved. Once a year, always the second weekend in June, the Congress and the community display a solution that results in new advances and reasons to try again. Before next June's Congress, whether you live in Redwood Falls or outside it, distribute, market, or manufacture, already invent or would like to, we want to involve you. The Congress entertains and informs everyone who attends. Music, crafts, and the Hall of Fame exhibits are just a few of the attractions for families and visitors. Manufacturers attend a special lunch. Activities culminate in the annual county pork producers' pork feed. Speakers, like KSTP's Neil Murray, participate and enlighten all who attend. But inventors are the lifeblood of the Minnesota Inventors Congress.
These are little inventors from throughout the Midwest, and we happen to have, it's almost like a breeding ground for inventors. Maybe it's the long, cold winters. You got to move in order to stay alive. You got to do something.
Inventors benefit in two important ways from the Congress. One, they can show their inventions to the public and to professionals of many types. And two, they can learn to better market their inventions.
Show, for the most part, gives a man an opportunity to find out if the public is interested in his invention, not just himself. And this is a great opportunity for inventors to disclose the invention to others and to get the reaction of other people to his invention. If there's not a market for an invention, whether there's one or two patents, it's never going to make any difference.
I would say to the beginning inventor, let's say, that's wondering about what should he do with his invention, and that's the position that most of these people are in when they initially come to the Minnesota Inventors Congress. But this gives them a chance to do a couple, three things, I think. One is simply to have a place to show their invention to up to 8,000 to 10,000 people that will be wandering through the grounds here looking at these products. Number two, we know from past experience that, and we know that they are here this year, that a number of manufacturers come to this particular show looking at the inventions with the idea maybe of finding some product to supplement the present items they have in their sales catalog, let's say. So that's a valuable thing to the inventor. The third thing is that this provides a kind of a market research tool, and by that I mean that all these exhibitors are lined up here and the people are milling by, and if you see one booth that's got, let's say, 50 to 75 people ganged up around it trying to get in and look at the invention, and the next booth hasn't got anybody looking at it, that tells the inventor something in terms of acceptability of his product, of the thing that he's trying to invent.
The chance to show what they have allows inventors to give and get information.
The purpose that I have in coming is to talk to inventors. I was on the program yesterday explaining the Federal Research and Development Program and how it could apply to assist them in getting the seed capital that they need to get their products on the market. What I've been doing today and the rest of the Congress is going around and meeting with individual exhibitors, talking about their product and giving them recommendations as to whether or not this federal program is something that would be appropriate for them.
What we're in the business of doing is helping other people develop their ideas. We are a state-funded agency, and our whole purpose is really to create economic development. So our purpose is not to do any development ourselves, but rather to assist.
Just the other day I was talking to an inventor that had developed a product about 10 years ago and got a patent on it, and tried to take it to like 8 or 10 large manufacturers, and he basically got nowhere with it. And he was contacted just recently and thought there might be some interest in it, but he called me and wanted to know, how do I market this? And some ideas I gave him was, instead of going to the real large manufacturers, try a small or smaller manufacturer that might be a little more flexible, that might be able to fit your product into their product line. But that question there, how do I market my product, and secondly, how much money can I get from the SBA, are the two most popular questions.
We also very strongly support the whole concept of innovation and creativity. And the Minnesota Inventors Congress is one of the best examples of grassroots invention that exists anywhere in the United States. And we support this type of a concept, the real hands-on, real down-to-earth type of business support system.
Seminar sessions provide inventors with group opportunities to learn. Consultants also advise inventors one-on-one.
The workshop took the participants through the steps necessary to going into business, and we discussed the various phases, starting with the risk and the amount of work involved, going through preparing the business plan, and then discussed how to get the money and how to get the business in operation.
We had seminars all day Thursday on how to do it, and then it concluded on Friday morning. They were well attended. We had, in fact, it was full house. We didn't have room. We had turned some away, unfortunately. But those kind of things will just improve the climate for everybody in Minnesota.
Consultants not only provide important information, but answer specific questions.
Federal funds are for technologies that are basically industrial in nature. I did see a lady here that has a medical technology that deals with the problems that amputees have and the problems with surgery and whatnot that are involved in that. I think that's very appropriate technology under the Department of Health, area of research and development interests. Another technology that dealt with different types of electronic communication systems and security systems, for instance, that I think the Department of Defense is probably going to be interested in. Many of the technologies here would be appropriate for the Department of Agriculture, which has a large program in this area. So yeah, I think it's been fertile ground for me in terms of the objectives of our organization.
I think the question that you probably get the most is, now if I write a letter to myself and send it to myself registered, am I protecting my invention? Well, the answer to that is no, but that's probably the question that you get asked the most. And there are a lot of ways to protect the invention, so that what you really do is you're recording your date of conception of the invention. And to do this, I advise them that they should prepare a written description of the invention and then have a trusted friend read it and sign and date the document where they have written the description or prepared a drawing of the invention. And as long as this person is alive as a credible witness in a few years, that's all that's needed.
A lot of people use us as a very logical first step. Of course, we know basically what exists in the state in terms of the small business network. Very often we can help them right then and there, and like I said, if we're not able to, we're able to put them in the hands of somebody that we know will help them. And we're able to do the follow-up to make sure that they are receiving the kind of help and assistance that they need.
Throughout the year, the Inventors Resource Center can help inventors get advice and make contacts.
We work with the inventor who is looking to whether he should be patenting or not be patenting, getting them to the patent attorneys who are willing to work with the individual inventor. And those that are looking for the financing, we get them to the correct sources for that as well. We've just started a library where we're collecting information from the inventor as well as from the manufacturer, and hoping to match up those two needs.
Once inventors acquire what they need to know, they learn where they stand. Judges evaluate all inventions presented at each year's Inventors Congress.
We usually send them out in pairs because judges have to talk to each other too. We're not infallible. We argue. When they come back from seeing all the inventions they've seen, they'll have opinions. They will rate them from 1 to 10 in the categories that we have listed for them. We want to find out if something is useful. Is it safe to use? Is it this and that? You know, many conditions that they think about. But when they come back to the office that we have set up over there, why, it's a lot of fun to hear one group versus another saying, this is what we have as number one in our category, and we believe that this could be the most marketable invention here at the Invention.
Judging can indicate how inventions succeed.
We never know what category our first prize will come from. The inventor this year that has the most marketable invention will win $1,000. Well, $1,000 is wonderful. Might do some real good.
New opportunities, advances, and reasons to come again are available to all who participate in the Minnesota Inventors Congress. Next June, we look forward to meeting you in Redwood Falls.
We work at helping the inventor to attain his goals or his dreams or his desires. We have seen throughout the ensuing years so many inventors had their invention but had so very little resources available to themselves to be able to promote, to get out, and to really do anything more than just have the idea of the invention. So our organization is dedicated to the purpose of helping the inventor.